All right, let's dive in. We're about to break down the unwritten rules that can really accelerate your career, and we're drawing from the incredible work of Richard Templer. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter by understanding the hidden game that separates the good from the truly great. So let's get into it.
So let's start with a question that, honestly, so many of us have probably asked ourselves. You're hitting your deadlines, you're putting in the hours, your work is top-notch, but you're just not getting that promotion or the recognition you feel you deserve. It's such a common and frustrating career roadblock. So what gives? What is the missing piece of the puzzle?
Well, here's the thing. The missing piece usually isn't about your effort. It's about your awareness. Most workplaces, you see, they aren't pure meritocracies. They actually operate on this kind of hidden framework of unwritten rules. It's like a code that governs behavior, strategy, and how people perceive you. And understanding this code, that's the real key to thriving.
So what's the first major rule? Well, it's realizing that success isn't just about raw talent. Nope. It's a formula, and it's based on how you operate, not just what you produce.
And this quote from Richard Templer just nails it. It really is a three-part formula. Think about it. Your talent is what gets you in the door, right? But it's this powerful combination, your mindset, the strategic choices you make, and how you carry yourself, that's what really determines how high you're going to climb.
Let's break that down a little. We can call this your professional strategy. And it's not just one thing, it's a whole system. Your attitude, that's your mindset. Your strategic actions, those are the smart, deliberate choices you make. And your professional behavior is all about how you present yourself to the world. Get these three things working together, and you create this incredibly powerful engine for your career. Okay, so any powerful system has to have a solid foundation. And that foundation, it starts with the one thing you have almost total control over, yourself. This is all about mastering your own game first.
These four disciplines, they're really the bedrock of great self-management. And look at number one. Taking responsibility isn't about taking the blame for everything, it's about owning the power to find solutions. Working smart means you're focusing your energy on stuff that actually gets high-value results. And, continuous learning and professionalism, in today's world, those are completely non-negotiable if you want to stay relevant and respected.
Now, before we move on, I want you to think about this for a second. When we think about our tools at work, we think about software, or our skills, or our network. But what's the one tool you have access to every single minute of the day that you probably never ever think of as a strategic asset? That's it, silence. Templer makes this brilliant point that knowing when not to speak, when to hold your plans close to your chest, when to just avoid sharing an opinion, or when to just sit back and listen, that is an incredible source of power. It stops you from making unforced errors, and it lets you gather way more information than you give away.
All right, so once your own game is solid, it's time to focus outward. You don't work in a vacuum, right? Navigating the players around you is where careers either really take off or they just stall out completely. In any workplace, you really face a choice every day. You can play the short-term game of office politics, the gossip, the drama, taking sides, all the stuff that eventually just hurts your reputation. Or you can play the long game of strategic networking, building genuine trust, staying neutral, which is what opens doors to real opportunities down the line.
Now, to navigate like a pro, you've got to add two more skills to your toolkit. First, become an observer. You have to decode the real power structure and the unwritten rules of your specific office. And second, learn to manage up. This isn't about being a manipulator. It's about aligning with your boss's goals and making their job easier. Because when they succeed, you become indispensable.
So we've covered the inner game and the outer game. But knowledge without action is, well, it's pretty much useless. So let's talk about forging these rules into your own personal playbook for your very next move.
So here it is, your playbook boiled down to three simple points. First, focus inward. Build that self-discipline and those professional habits that create a rock-solid foundation. Second, look outward. Play the social game strategically and with integrity. And always, always remember that core formula. It's the system of your attitude, your strategy, and your behavior all working together that creates that unstoppable career momentum.
So, I'll leave you with this question. Don't try to do everything at once. That's overwhelming. Just look back at these ideas, managing up, using silence, avoiding gossip, taking responsibility, and just pick one. Seriously, just one. Which rule are you going to deliberately practice tomorrow to start rewriting your own career story?